What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with Tech Daily, and in this video, we're going to be unboxing the brand new iPhone 12. This is the regular iPhone 12. It's the successor to last year's iPhone 11, of course. I don't think I have to say much more than that. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. And the first thing I think I have to mention actually is the box and the packaging. If you didn't know, the entire new iPhone 12 lineup this year has a couple less accessories included in the box. And that means we've got this sort of smaller, flat package, easily the slimmest looking iPhone box ever. But besides that, we of course still get a picture of the iPhone on the outside there and the usual Apple and iPhone logos all around. Sliding off the lid of the box, there is the new iPhone 12 itself. And you can see I got mine in the new blue color. We've seen some blue iPhones before in sort of a lighter shade, but nothing quite like this. And I think this is a really great looking phone. This year, the iPhone 12 also comes in black, white, product red, and green. So once again, lots of fun colors to choose from. Now, digging a little deeper inside the package, like I just mentioned, there's actually not much else included. The paperwork is now like a quarter of the size to cut down on waste. There's one Apple sticker included and the SIM ejector tool. The only accessory you get is a USB-C to Lightning cable. That's it. There's no Lightning headphones and no charging brick. And one thing I need to mention, this cable obviously only works with the USB-C charging bricks, the newer, faster ones. So the charging brick included with last year's regular iPhone 11, for example, actually does not work with this cable. You probably already have dozens of these smaller USB-A chargers laying around, but if you don't have a USB-C power brick, this new included cable won't help you until you get one. Rest assured though, whatever Lightning cable and power brick combination you already have at home, you can still charge this phone just fine with it, so no worries there. So here is the iPhone 12 itself, and right away this device obviously looks very familiar in a lot of ways. It's still an iPhone after all, but there are some changes worth noting, as well as a few new features and additions. Right away though, I do want to just mention the price because there's an important thing to point out here with this. The new iPhone 12 retails for $799 now. It's $100 more than the iPhone 11 was. It's still starting at 64 gigabytes of storage, but the $799 price seems to be a discounted rate only if you buy this phone through one of the US carriers. The unlocked price for the iPhone 12 is actually $30 more for whatever reason, $829. And it's not something that Apple really advertises, but that's how the pricing structure works for this new phone. So taking a look at the device itself, across the front, the new iPhone 12 is still a 6.1-inch phone. It still has that notch across the top that houses the Face ID sensors, the speaker, and the camera, though the bezels, the sort of border, the display, that all seems to be a tiny bit slimmer compared to the iPhone 11, and the front glass here is also supposed to be significantly stronger. It's covered in what Apple calls their ceramic shield, which they claim is up to 4 times more resistant to damage in the event of a drop. So durability-wise, there should be some huge improvements here. Also, the actual display itself has changed as well. Last year's iPhone 11, of course, was an IPS LCD panel. This time, with the new iPhone 12, we get the Super Retina XDR OLED display at a higher resolution too, 2532 by 1170. Personally, I think the addition of the OLED screen on this iPhone 12 is probably what I'm most excited about. And just taking a look at it for the very first time, it's bold, it's bright, it's colorful, and it's absolutely an upgrade over the iPhone 11. Last year's LCD screen was probably the most criticized thing about that phone. It was a controversial point with the iPhone XR as well, but now Apple's sort of entry-level iPhone 12 gets essentially the same display as the Pro models, and that's really awesome to see. Taking a look around, you might also notice that the body and the housing of this new phone has been redesigned a little bit as well. The iPhone 12 now sports a much flatter look that basically mimics like the iPhone 5 design from years ago, but more accurately, I guess, compares to the current iPad Pro. You've got sharp edges, flat sides, and this more boxy look I think is actually great. Feels really nice in the hand, it's sharp, it's premium, and material-wise, it is still all aluminum and glass. The aluminum frame is a matte finish that has a complementary color shade against the blue glossy glass of the back. And once again, we get a frosted glass finish surrounding the camera module up at the corner. There is still a bit of a bump here, but it's not too bad. And the iPhone 12 is still water resistant as well. It's IP68 certified, so it can last in up to 6 meters of water for 30 minutes. On the left side of the device there, you'll see the usual volume buttons and the silent switch. On the right, there's the same power button, but towards the bottom you might notice this sort of plasticky looking cutout. If you're in the US, this is an additional 5G antenna. If you're outside the US, your iPhone probably won't have that down there. And down below on the phone, there's the speaker and the microphone grills, as well as the lightning port for charging. This phone does have that dual stereo speaker setup, of course, with the earpiece doubling as the secondary speaker. And around back, a similar dual camera setup as before, a 12 megapixel main lens and 12 megapixel ultra wide lens. Though capability wise, Apple did greatly improve what these cameras can do. And up front, like I mentioned, there's the same 12 megapixel selfie camera with all the Face ID sensors, and yes, that is still the only biometric unlocking option with this new iPhone 12. Unfortunately, Touch ID did not return. What you won't actually see on the outside of the phone is the new magnetic accessories module that these new iPhone 12s now support. So inside the back of this phone now, there's a magnetic circle or ring that you utilize with Apple's new line of magnetic accessories, and likely some upcoming third-party accessories when companies start making them. So for example, you have the new magnetic MagSafe wireless Qi charger, there's magnetic cases, magnetic wallet attachments, all sorts of fun things that you can pair up now with this new phone that attach magnetically. But this is still a really interesting idea, and I think it does increase the potential for some unique accessories and chargers and mounts and things that will likely be coming to this new iPhone 12. Inside, of course, the iPhone 12 ships with Apple's latest and greatest chipset, the A14 Bionic, so obviously this phone should be faster than last year's iPhone 11, it should be able to handle a lot more, and I'll certainly be putting that to the test with some side-by-side speed comparisons in future videos to see just how much better this new phone might be. There's still only 4 gigabytes of RAM inside though, but of course since you get iOS in here, it's well optimized under Apple's own standards to utilize whatever hardware they deem necessary. And speaking of optimization, like I mentioned earlier, while the camera hardware hasn't really changed much, the camera capabilities on the new iPhone 12 have been bumped up quite a bit. First off, you can now take night mode pictures with any of the lenses, including the selfie camera, and that opens the door for a lot more potential right away. Low light pictures in general should just look a lot better. There's also now 2x optical zoom and 5x digital zoom, so your zoomed in pictures should look even better than before. And this iPhone 12 also supports Dolby Vision for cinematic looking video at 30 frames per second, along with Dolby Vision selfie videos, among some other feature additions and improvements. So all in all, not only should you see a noticeable uptick in general with picture and videos over the iPhone 11, in addition to some new capabilities with night mode, this new iPhone 12 is even more of an all-in-one, almost cinema quality camera in your pocket, and I'm excited to see just how good it is when I start taking some real-world picture and videos. And finally, I think it would be irresponsible of me if I didn't at least mention that the new iPhone 12 lineup this year of course supports 5G. Now 5G is sort of an all-encompassing term, and depending on where you live and what network you're on, your 5G experience may vary. In the US, most major carriers are launching some form of 5G. Verizon in particular has their 5G ultra wideband, which at least right now seems to be the best in the business. Other networks have sort of a lesser version of 5G. It's potentially different than the sort of fake 5G you might have already had on your iPhone 11. This new iPhone 12 supports the actual faster, more powerful 5G. But here's the thing, at least right now, you probably shouldn't get the iPhones strictly because of their 5G support, because like I said, it's sort of all over the place with coverage and availability. Every carrier is different, the various versions of 5G are kind of confusing for a lot of people. You may not even live in an area where 5G is available. So all in all, my opinion on this will likely change, but at least right now, that's sort of what I have to say about that. So there you go. So that's the new iPhone 12. It's familiar, but certainly offers a lot of noteworthy and worthwhile improvements over last year. But what do you guys think? Is this new iPhone 12 something you're considering? Did you already get it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts, of course. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Be sure to follow Tech Daily on Twitter and subscribe to the Tech Daily YouTube channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys later.